Chapter 489. Angel and Tigress, 489, R.18. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As Helena hugs Lucien and wraps her legs around his waist, he moves his hips back and forth, making his cock go all the way inside her pussy, which is easy as it is tiny. He keeps his hands on the floor for support and moves harder and faster, making her moan louder and louder. Ah. 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 Helena feels her whole body tremble as she has another orgasm. Her pussy twitches and squeezes Lucien's cock tightly, wanting to take its shape. Each thrust of him all the way through only shoves half of his cock inside her tight pussy, making her feel so filled that it's hard to breathe. That feeling should feel painful, but it's actually surprisingly pleasurable, making her yearn for every next thrust. Her wings move on their own, hitting the floor and Lucien's wingtips as he fuck her so hard. Her love juices splash everywhere, wetting the already moist floor with the steam generated by the hot pool water and her panting breath. Not even in Helena's wildest dreams did she imagine having sex in such a crazy and pleasurable way. But now, she's in Lucien's arms and wants nothing but to continue feeling so outstanding. And Lucien is feeling great now too. He thought that during his first time with Helena, he would have to be very careful and act kindly for a long time until he manages to heal her heart's wounds. But it looks like she wants to heal those wounds with wild sex, which sounds pretty good to him as well. In fact, having sex without holding back is wonderful. Then he keeps pushing his cock deep inside her and kissing the most profound part of her pussy. With each thrust, her body trembles, and they slide a few inches across the wet ground. He looks into her eyes and sees the purple glow of his own demonic energy inside them. She's still smiling, happy in a way he's never seen her, and knowing he's making her happy like that is what makes him so satisfied. Ah! That's so good. She moans as she kisses his face. Lucien holds that position using only one hand while using the other to caress her face. You are so beautiful, my dear. She giggles proudly, and he keeps stroking her face and moving his hand down. He touches her lips before kissing them and then moves his hand across her neck and shoulders until he reaches her breasts. Small, perky, and adorable are the best way to describe those twin peaks. With his open hand, Lucien can fully touch Helena's breast. Ah! She moans even louder, and her pussy squeezes Lucien's cock even tighter as he squeezes her breast. So cute. He smiles at her reaction and then squeezes her little breast even more, sinking his fingers into her soft flesh, which flushes pinker. Helena feels as good physically as she emotionally. Because she's watched Lucien since from the beginning, she understands well his preference for curvy MILFs. She also knows that he is very fond of all kinds of women, but seeing that he really likes her body is a relief. Touch me more. Squeeze me more. Enjoy my body more. She begs with a lewd expression. Lucien makes a loving expression and then starts kissing her other breast while still squeezing the first one. He sucks her cute pink nipple and licks her soft skin. So many pleasurable stimulations make Helena quickly reach another orgasm even before the previous one is over. So much pleasure starts driving her crazy. I'll come again. She moans continuously as her pussy squeezes Lucien's cock in many delightful ways. Then Lucien rotates their bodies, changing their position. Now he lies on his back on the floor, so she's mounted on him, with his cock still so hard, deep inside her pussy. She feels her body go limp from too much pleasure, but Lucien holds her back. So, she looks at him with a pleading expression. Come with me. Oh. Please give it to me. However, he doesn't do as she asks and instead makes a teasing smile. Make me come. While feeling her body go limp and her mind going blank, Helena feels a lot of energy coming from Lucien. The mix of his original demonic energy and life mana is incredibly invigorating, and she tries to focus on them and keep her senses sharp. Absorbing Lucien's energies and turning them into their own power is not such an easy task for his wives. But because Helena has an original power as high as her vast experience, she quickly manages to do that. Her eyes glow bright purple as she feels more aroused by Lucien's challenge. Then she quickly starts moving her ass up and down, and side to side, just as she saw many girls doing with him. Although Helena can't smash her ass on Lucien's body because she can only take half of his cock inside her, her tiny pussy's tightness makes up for that, giving him so much pleasure. She moves her ass as high as possible without taking his cock out inside her, teasing its tip with her pussy entrance before pushing it deep in again, making it kiss her baby room, and then squeezing it harder as she can. Oh! Lucien feels so good while Helena keeps moving her ass in such an amazing way. He has a perfect view of the front of her body and her beautiful face in that position. And he can also move both his hands over her body, touching and squeezing her breasts, making her feel even more pleasure. Ah! Oh! Ah! Ah! She moans as she tries to take his cock deeper and deeper inside her. Every time she moves her ass down, she feels his cock's tip enter a few millimeters into the most private part of her pussy. She knows he shouldn't go inside there, but due to the massive amount of life energy she's getting, there's no way anything can hurt her, so that's fine too. In fact, Helena is sure that if he come inside her baby room, she will feel more pleasure than ever. But that also means something else. Do I really want to get pregnant again? She wonders for a second. But then she remembers that in order to get pregnant with Lucien, they have to fuck many times. Alright. I really want to try it. She makes a determined expression and keeps trying to take Lucien's cock deeper inside her. With every move, Lucien feels his cock tip go deeper inside her most deeper part, which sucks him so hard, making him feel so good. He didn't want to make such a bold move the first time with her, mainly because of her small and fragile body, but she's the one controlling how deep his cock goes inside her now. So that happens. With the deepest thrust so far, Helena takes Lucien's cock head inside her baby room and squeezes it even tighter, sucking and begging for his cum. She smiles teasingly at him as she keeps her hands on his chest. Give it to me. Lucien feels an incredibly pleasurable suction coming from inside Helena, and his body begs him to release the big hot load inside her. As you want, my love. So he doesn't hold back. Holding her waist with both hands, he shot so much hot milk cock deep inside her pussy. Fuck. She arches her back as she feels explosions of pleasure send waves of energy throughout her body. So much. So hot. Filling me completely. She starts trying to describe to herself the feelings that seem so wonderful. Another bulge appears in Helena's small belly as she quickly reaches full capacity. Lucien's cum starts to ooze over his cock as she tries to take more than she can. Damn so good. She loses her strength and lies down on his chest while she just wants to enjoy the sensation of feeling so full of that wonderful hot milk. He strokes her hair, which also seems to have a purple glow, as well as her wings. Yeah, that was so good. Even feeling her body limp from so much pleasure and her pussy still twisting around his cock, Helena starts kissing Lucien's chest, neck, and face tenderly. He just stands there, enjoying that moment with her. After a few minutes, she recovers and gets off him, only to move back and start licking all the cum that didn't fit inside her. Ha ha ha. He started laughing at her reaction. You are greedy. She smiles and keeps licking his cock. I won't waste a drop of it. At that moment, they hear the bathroom doors open and see Oya, in tiger form, chewing a piece of meat between her fangs. A purple glow appears in the tigress's eyes as she drops the piece of meat. She devoured everything she found in the kitchen but now realizes that Helena was stealing the real banquet only for herself. Wasting no time, she begins to transform her body, changing to demi-human form while gazing at Lucien's cock. Oya wants it too. Instinctively, Helena holds Lucien's cock tightly as she discovers how jealous Lucien's wives can get, especially during sex. So she ignores Oya and quickly tries to lick the last drops of cum around his cock. Oya doesn't think twice before running towards them and jumps while her eyes glow with anticipation. Helena quickly finishes cleaning Lucien's cock and flaps her wings, flying into the pool, not only to make room for Oya but also to rewash her body, already thinking about the third round. Oya falls on top of Lucien, already naked and with her pussy dripping love juices over his cock. So, she starts kissing his lips passionately. She kisses him intensely while rubbing her body against his, especially her pussy over his cock shaft. Oya wants Lucien inside. Deep, pounding Oya so hard. Lucien quickly turns their bodies, putting her on her back on the floor and kissing her beautiful and perfect huge breasts. Oya is so cute and loyal, so Oya can have whatever she wants. The adorable mama tiger smiles proudly. She can't help but love Lucien more and more as he always treats her so well. Give it to Oya. He starts moving his mouth down, kissing her body until he reaches her low belly area. Oya likes it hard, right? Hard. She excitedly responds. Yes, Oya wants it hard. Lucien stands on his knees and, in one swift movement, turns Oya's body, making her fall on all four in front of him. The view of her hot ass tilted and her tail swinging excitedly arouses him even more. He grabs her around the waist and positions his cock tip in front of the love cave entrance. Her love juices trickle over his hot road, making both of them hornier. Then let's make it hard. He smiles and shoves his cock all the way inside her wet pussy. Oya has a curvy body made the way she wants with envy's energy, plus the fact that she's already well memorized in her body, mind, and soul the shape and size of her beloved husband's cock. So Lucien manages to thrust almost his whole thing inside her, making them both feel great. Her insides are very wet, hot, and cozy, in addition to squeezing him as hard as any tight pussy. She moans so loudly. Oya loves it hard. Lucien doesn't move back right away as he's ecstatic with the pleasure of just that thrust. He wants to enjoy how good it feels to have his cock so deep inside his beloved Oya. But her body craves hard sex, so she moves her hips forward right before moving it back again. Hard, Oya wants Lucien to fuck her hard. He doesn't waste any more time and also starts moving his hips in sync with Oya's movements, shoving his cock so hard inside her. Pa 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 pa, the sounds of Oya's ass slamming against Lucien's body as his cock reaches deep inside her pussy echo through the bathroom along with her loud moans, making Helena, who washes her body, become jealous. As Oya's body is desperately begging for his cum, and she can take a lot more than Helena, Lucien gives her a cum shot after fucking her for 2 minutes, making her even roar in pleasure. He controls the amount of cum, and not a single drop is wasted while the greedy tigresses suck it all up excitedly. Still keeping her on all fours, he takes his cock out of her pussy and puts it over her ass, next to her tail's base. Then, he starts rubbing his cock there, teasing her. She feels a wonderful stimulation over her butthole and makes a lewd expression. Mia taught Oya how to fuck in the ass. Oya is clean for Lucien. So, Oya want it hard in your ass, right? He smiles as he completes her sentence. She swings her tail while moving her ass slightly back and forth, also enjoying the feeling of Lucien's cock rubbing over her butthole. Yes, Oya wants Lucien's cock hard in the ass. Then let's do it right now. He smiles and moves his hips further forward, letting all his cock over her ass and back before pulling back all the way until its tip is over her pink special hole. He runs his thumb over his tongue, picking up some saliva to mix with the pre-cum already coming out of his cock over her adorable asshole. He massages that precious bud before positioning his cock over it and slowly moving his hips forward again. The tightness, the warmth, the scent, the texture. Everything about Oya's asshole is perfect, and Lucien delights in opening that special hole of hers with his cock. Every millimeter that his cock goes inside her butthole gives immense pleasure to Oya and Lucien. Her tail swings faster and faster, and he has to hold it by the base, making her moan louder with more pleasure. Lucien's hard cock is inside Oya's ass. Ah! So good. She quickly starts to move her hips back, wanting to feel him deeper. The inside of her ass is tight, hot, wet, and cozy, just like her pussy, and Lucien doesn't waste time before he starts moving back and forth, exploring that new love cave. Pa 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 pa. Soon the sounds of Oya's ass smashing against Lucien's body again start to make Helena jealous. And after enjoying fucking her lovely butthole, he again gives Oya more of the hot milk she loves so much. And before Oya can ask for more, Helena is already beside him, gazing at his cock with an imploring expression. It's Helena's turn, right? She imitates Oya's innocent and immature way of talking but ends up sounding more lewd than cute. No. Oya quickly responds as she refuses to have Lucien's cock out of her body. Oya wants so much more of Lucien. In her pussy and ass. PAH, PAH. Both greedy girls get hard slaps on the ass while Lucien can't stop laughing. You both naughty girls, you're going to have so much of it as you can take. Chapter 490. Lethal Assumption. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a long lovemaking session with Helena and Oya, Lucien had to stop when the girls' minds and bodies could no longer handle so much demonic energy. The benefits for Helena were far more than they could have expected, and not only did she become something different from anything else, but she also got much stronger than she ever was. No longer feeling weak and sick, she is back to her original power level, the third layer of the immortal realm. However, her real strength is far greater than that, as are all of Lucien's wives. Yet, she has a long way to changing her faster age progression. As Sloth explained, only if she keeps getting Lucien's energies, especially his life mana, will she really get rid of that curse. Now, she sleeps side by side with Oya in Lucien's big bed while her body converts his energies into her own power, making her even stronger. Mama Tigress also experienced great improvements. By having received so much pleasure and energy from Lucien, she reached the Earth realm. Not only did her strength, speed, and senses get much better, but her soul also changed significantly. Oya feels that something has awakened within her, particularly in her soul. But she doesn't exactly know what that is or how to control that power. In any case, she feels much stronger, which makes her happy as it allows her to fight more alongside Lucien. And like the girls, Lucien also got much stronger. Although he didn't have all his wives with him at that time to maximize the amount of power generated, the fact that Helena's original power level was so high was enough for him to advance an entire layer. Now, at the peak of Earth Realm's fourth layer, he feels his strength, speed, and senses much better, as well as his soul getting stronger. Of course, he also managed to replenish his spatial mana, but he's still far from being able to use any new ability from Helena. After a quick look at the sleeping girls, Lucien leaves his bedroom and tells Lust he's ready. She quickly reappears in front of him and falls. He quickly caught her in his arms, preventing her from falling to the floor. He can see that she can barely keep her clothes as her demonic energy is very low. Yet, he's worried she's pushed herself so hard and quickly asks. Lust, are you alright? She smiles lovingly at him as she caresses his arms. My body has been destroyed many times, so my mind is exhausted. I need to spend some time inside your soul to recover. Lucien feels so lucky to have Lust with him. He knows he couldn't go on without her, and even with Pride, whom he feels more and more similar to, he knows he wouldn't have the same support he has with Lust. He caresses her face tenderly and kisses her lips. Just get some rest, my love. Despite wanting so much just to be in Lucien's arms, receiving his kisses and caresses like that, Lust has to go back to his soul to rest and regain demonic energy. Love you. She smiles as her body disappears. Lucien can't help but be upset that the Leviathan forced Lust into that state. In fact, he is furious right now. The energies inside him get aroused, especially the small amount of energy he received from Donna and Wrath. His eyes glow mostly purple, but with golden, gray, green, and now red sparkles as well. He quickly reopens the portal and exits in the middle of that mystical storm, right in front of the giant snake. "Oh, you're back, little dragon." The Leviathan makes a surprised expression, not at Lucien's return, but because he's so much stronger now, half an hour after she beat him to near death's door. Lucien doesn't think twice about summoning the golden Naginata. The weapon appears in his right hand, glowing like a golden sun, and he immediately feels even more powerful. He doesn't say anything, but it's evident that he's angry and wants to fight, which makes the Leviathan even more confused. "You're really like S." The giant snake's eyes sparkle. "Impressive indeed. But don't be a silly boy, you can't do anything now. That's what we're going to see." He comments and then flaps his wings so hard, flying towards the creature with extreme speed. If he was fast like someone from the immortal realm late stages before, now he's like someone from its peak. The Leviathan can't get enough of being surprised by Lucien. He seems increasingly quirky and astonishingly talented on a level that seems to surpass even Eileen easily. And that makes the creature rethink whether devouring him will actually be more beneficial to it or that another option is genuine. But even though Lucien has the speed of someone from the peak immortal realm, that isn't even close to the real power of that giant snake. In fact, reaching the cosmic realm takes 100 times more effort than it took to get from Zero Realm to the 9th layer of the immortal realm. The Leviathan sees Lucien's movements in slow motion and starts moving her tail towards him. Lightning falls from the sky as rainwater hits their bodies, the ocean waves angrily crash into each other while time seems to slow down for both of them. A second feels like a minute as she stares into Lucien's sparkling eyes. His confident and determined expression is identical to Eileen's when she fought the Leviathan Momi, and at that moment, an instinctive fear reappears in the heart of the ancient creature. The old wound is open, and she feels anger, fear, pain. Her mother's last cry echoes in her mind, making her lose herself in her own mind. Blink, but before her tail hits Lucien, he teleports, surprising the creature by reappearing in front of her face. Wasting no time, he appears already attacking with his golden Naginata, trying to pierce those big green eyes. The Naginata shines even brighter as he attacks with both hands and all his strength. Ha-ya! Even without it being Lucien's intention, he not only reopens the wound in the Leviathan's heart but also attacks at that exact spot, where Eileen landed the lethal blow on the creature's mother. He sees fear reflected in her eyes as the tip of the Naginata is about to touch her eye. However, that fear comes from the death of her mother and not from the current situation. Lucien isn't Eileen and doesn't have the same strength as her in her peak. Even using all his energies in that attack, he feels like the golden Naginata is hitting an iron plate and does no damage to the Leviathan's eye. A green and blue light appears in front of his face, and a powerful wave of energy hits his body, destroying his armor and knocking him back hundreds of meters. Humph! The giant snake makes a mocking expression and tilts her head towards the sky while closing her eyes. Her whole body glows blue and green while the sky and sea seem to get even furious. Dark clouds move over Lucien at incredible speed and glow with energy. Crack.bom, lightning bolts start to fall towards his body. He notices that and is forced to use the teleport ability to avoid being hit. But other bolts follow him. Blink 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 blink. Lucien teleports several times, but with that high energy consumption, he quickly runs out of spatial mana and is hit by a lightning bolt. Bam! He is thrown towards the sea but is then hit by another bolt and more in a row, being thrown side to side before his wounded body falls into the water. His blood runs from several injuries, some really serious or rather fatal to almost everyone. His golden bones are visible in many places, while he can't even feel pain properly. And before he can move, the water comes alive around him, transforming into big arms that lift his body in front of the Leviathan again. The creature brings her face closer to his body while gazing into his eyes. Do you like suffering that much, little dragon? I don't mind doing it. Actually, I'm quite enjoying this. Although Lucien's energies are quickly regenerating his body, that damage makes him dizzy. He struggles not to pass out as he looks into the creature's eyes. What do you want from me? Didn't I already tell it to you? She asks sarcastically. I can't get revenge on that hateful woman, but I'm fine with unleashing my anger on you. Lie. He exclaims as the golden glow does not leave his eyes, even though he is so hurt. The Leviathan makes a strange expression before starting to laugh. Ha ha ha. Why would I lie to you, idiot boy? In this world, nothing can hurt me, nothing can go against my will, my power is absolute here. Lucien smiles as blood runs down his face. More lies. I can see that even you don't believe in your words. I don't care about your power, but I need to know what you want from me. You're testing me and not torturing me. That she wants to smile but tries to put on a threatening expression as she opens her mouth and shows her big sharp fangs. If I kill you now, will you believe me? Maybe. He smiles teasingly. Why do not you try it? Lucien. What the hell are you doing? Lust exclaims in his mind. Even though she was resting inside his soul, she didn't stop watching his movements out of concern. It's all right, I know what I'm doing, she won't kill me. He quickly responds, but Lust only gets more confused as she doesn't understand what is in his mind. But Leviathan doesn't seem to act as Lucien expects. She makes a furious expression and quickly makes a biting motion towards him. No. Despite being very weak still, Lust materializes her body in front of Lucien and tries to push him away from the water hands. Clang! The Leviathan's teeth click together, making a loud metallic sound echo behind Lust. She can even feel the creature's hot breath swaying her hair. You can't kill me, can you? Lucien asks Leviathan as he hugs Lust. The Leviathan smiles. You really shouldn't be so sure of that. I guess so. Lucien comments and then uses the rest of his spatial mana to get rid of the water hands and reappears right in front of the portal he opens, returning to the purple world with Lust. As soon as they disappear, the Leviathan makes a thoughtful expression. How did he find out so quickly? I can't be such a bad actress, right? Needing time to reflect on everything that happened, the creature dives deep into the sea. Even though being several miles below the surface, she can easily notice when Lucien comes back from the purple world and reaches him within seconds. But she also knows that he will need at least another half hour to recover from those injuries and recover his energy. Chapter 491. Everyone has their own plans. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Thud. Lucien comes out of the portal inside the large bathroom again. His blood runs down the floor as his energies close his wounds. Lust materializes her body beside him and tries to help him, but she also looks upset. Why did you do that without telling me? You could have really died if you were wrong about the Leviathan. He doesn't groan even though he feels so much pain all over his body. Then he holds her hand while she smiles lovingly. You were very tired, and I wasn't sure about that yet. But I knew I wasn't wrong about that when I saw fear and anger in the creature's eyes, and she still didn't kill me. When did you start to suspect that? Lust asks. He tries to stay seated as he explains. I don't know exactly when, but she kept saying she was doing that to get revenge on Eileen by hurting me. But I think it was clear that to hurt me, she should go after the girls and not test the limits of my body. It makes sense. Lust comments and helps Lucien enter into the hot pool water. Next, she gently starts to wash his body like the caring wife she is. But she still tries to keep an upset expression. But I still don't like that you didn't tell me about that. We're partners, remember? We always have to work as a team. Even still very injured, he starts to caress her body and kiss her face. I know. It's just that you're always trying so hard for us, and I didn't want to disturb your rest. She pouts because she can't be really upset with him. Then she hugs him and rubs her face against his chest. Why do I need rest if I can recover like this? He. He chuckles as he keeps kissing and caressing her. I think we can stay like this for a while. The Leviathan will not go after the girls, and she won't let me go either. Lust makes a thoughtful expression. That's so weird. What does this creature want from us? He wonders. I'm not sure, but there's something I haven't stopped thinking about since I saw the concerned expression on Pride's face. What is it? She asks. He explains. Since we found out about Helena, we've been sure that someone is manipulating us. Whether that woman is my mother or not, she planned all this, and even though I don't like it at all, our goals lead us to continue following the path she prepared. I thought I had almost died in that cave, but Helena was there to make sure I survived. After so much time and resources invested in us, that woman wouldn't let me die so easily. And it would be even stranger if I died right after coming to this world, as it seems to be her plan. He concludes. Damn! Lust exclaims. I was so worried about the creature that I didn't even think about it. But you're right, it would be really weird for that woman not to know that would happen. He nods. I also remembered how that girl, Kayla, said that this area is the most peaceful in this world. And the Leviathan said that she devours other creatures to absorb their power. Lust's eyes sparkle. So it doesn't make sense to the Leviathan be sleeping here. She was waiting for us. He comments. Yeah. I think you're right about it. She nods but then also looks confused. But why? Even if Leviathan agreed to assume a demi-human form, I don't think she would accept to become your wife. We only found out about Helena when you were already very strong and could conquer her. I don't think that's the issue here. He comments. We are getting stronger so quickly, however, powerful enemies appear more and more often. If more people like Alexa showed up now, we would be in trouble. So. She looks curious. He explains his thoughts. I think we have less time than we think. We have to get stronger even faster, but we can't just do that with pleasure. I think that mysterious woman wants to force us to seek another source of power. Lust thinks for a second and quickly understands what Lucien is talking about. Eileen's power. Exactly. He comments. That power she said that she would use to destroy the gods. I think she was talking about the same power she used to defeat that Leviathan, something related to her soul weapon. But. Lust thinks of something. Eileen was unique. Although her daughter is also one of the most powerful people in the universe, no dragon is like Eileen. I don't think anyone has ever been able to use such power until. He smiles. I feel it every time I hold her Naginata. I'm sure that's the power that made Eileen so amazing. I also think it's related to the golden gates inside the Naginata. Lust can't believe the incredible way Lucien is related to Eileen. She's pretty sure he's really her descendant, but the main question is, why? So it really makes sense for this Leviathan to be something of a training partner for you and try to help you control that power. This creature saw Eileen using that power personally. That's so crazy. She comments. Yeah, it's scary for me too. He caresses her face. But what makes me even more curious is what the mysterious woman promised the Leviathan in exchange for her help. Eileen killed her mother with that power, so she should really hate me. I bet it's power. Lust suggests. Everyone wants power and more power, that's what moves the universe more than events that happened thousands of years ago. Maybe. He nods. Anyway, continuing to speculate isn't really going to help us. I feel closer to reaching the next golden gate inside the Naginata after attacking the Leviathan, so I need to keep pushing my body to the limit. Lust looks concerned. I don't like it. This creature keeps beating you to death's door. I prefer our method of getting stronger. He kisses her lips and caresses her perfect breasts. I prefer this too. But now we don't have a choice. I think that was that woman's intention, to leave us with no options. If only there was another way for you to access these golden gates and Eileen's memories. Lust wonders. He sighs. I think it has to do with her personality. Not giving up, facing stronger enemies, going beyond the limits, and finding a hidden power there. I have to try, it's the only way we have now. Lust makes a loving expression and takes Lucien's hand. Anyway, I'm with you, I'm always with you. Yes, you do. He kisses her hand and then moves his lips over her arm to her breasts. And you deserve a reward. Now I'm enjoying this, he he he. She giggles as she starts stroking his cock inside the pool. After an incredible lovemaking session with Lust, which doesn't generate much demonic energy but leaves both her and him very satisfied, Lucien leaves the purple world again. He notices that the sea is calm and there are no dark clouds in the sky. So he quickly asks Lust. Can you feel her? Lust focuses her senses as far as possible under the sea but cannot sense the single creature within an 8-mile radius. Nothing yet. Lucien looks east, and even though he doesn't know which direction that is, he feels his lovers are in that direction. He can't feel exactly where they are or mentally communicate with them from such a vast distance, but he feels deep in his soul that that's the right direction. Maybe she gave up. We could fly quickly. Lust comments. She would find us. He responds. And we'd just be leading her towards the girls. There's no way that could be good now. I guess so. As Lust thinks about that, the sea starts to get angry again, just as dark clouds start to form out of nowhere and gather above them. She is coming, Lucien comments with a thoughtful expression. There are so many mysteries surrounding the mysterious woman who is possibly his mother that he can't help but wonder what's the purpose of that all. Splash! The Leviathan comes out of the sea, splashing water everywhere. Lightning and thunder echo through the sky as she gazes at Lucien and makes a spiral around him with her body. So you didn't want to run away, little dragon? She asks. Lucien shakes his head. What was that, another test? We know we don't have that option. That's what that woman told you to do, right? Roar. Leviathan makes a loud, furious sound as the ocean waves rise higher. Nature itself seems to have got extremely angry along with the creature. Nobody says what I must do. She comments as she brings her face closer to Lucien, almost touching him with her fangs. Lucien swings his hand in front of his nose. You have to stop attacking me with your breath, this is awful. Arrogant little dragon. The giant snake's eyes sparkle. You should be more afraid of death, or at least fear the death of the people on that ship. You can't kill me or attack them. He comments. It's not that woman's plan. Ha ha ha. The Leviathan laughs sinisterly. You don't know anything about me. Everything I do is only for my benefit, and I only heard what that woman said because I was curious to see what came next. But now, what she wants doesn't matter anymore. The creature smiles. I'll help you get the answers I need, and then I'll devour you to absorb that knowledge, that's my plan. Shit. Lust exclaims in Lucien's mind. That also makes sense. The situation is not under control as we expected. I guess so. He responds while realizing he needs a good plan not to be devoured. In any case, he needs more power, precisely the power Eileen can get out of her soul weapon. Then he summons the golden Naginata and smiles at the creature with a confident expression. Glad you're excited, otherwise keeping beating you close to death wouldn't be fun. The Leviathan comments with a sadistic expression. Whoosh! Lucien flaps his wings, flying towards the giant snake. She also initiates her moves, attacking him directly with her tail. Bam! As expected, he is thrown into the sea before being thrown out and back in. Soon Lucien gets too injured to continue and has to return to the purple world for more love sessions with Oya, Helena, and Lust. The Leviathan doesn't feel any stronger, but at each sparring session, he and the girls get much stronger, and he gets closer and closer to the next Golden Gate, where Eileen's memories and power are. Chapter 492. My Grandma is Coming. You are listening at novelfull.audio. While Lucien continues to fight the Leviathan, pushing his body and soul to the limit to try to understand more about the power Eileen found within the Golden Naginata, he doesn't notice the time passing. Although progress towards the next Golden Gate within the Naginata is being slow, his progress with Oya and Helena is rapidly evolving within the purple world. As he only has them to recharge his energy, Helena and Oya are always full of his demonic energy, and that's why they're always sleeping while he's fighting the Leviathan. Also, the creature's brutal blows always knock Lucien tens and even hundreds of meters away, and he doesn't even notice that with each fight, they move farther and farther north. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, the Sea Devil continues sailing at high speed. Madeline, already exhausted, is still creating powerful wind waves along with the ship's magic sails. Rose floats to the top of the mainsail, where the cute cat girl is pushing herself so hard. Madeline, you need some rest. Sweat runs down her face. No. I can't stop. Hubby told me to do my best. The little vampire points to the horizon behind the ship. See, you've already made it. Hubby has kept the creature away from us. He's protecting us, so you can rest now. Madeline looks back and realizes she can't see anything but the calm water of the southern sea. She can't even see a single cloud in the sky. She stops creating wind waves and falls because she is so tired. But Rose quickly catches her in midair. You really need a break. It's not a break I need. Madeline hugs Rose and starts to cry. He stayed behind. I know we could face that beast, but I hate to abandon him. Rose floats with Madeline to the ship deck. I know how you feel, in fact, we all feel that way. It's not been easy for us, but we have to have faith in our husband. I believe him. Madeline comments while she can't stop crying. All of Lucien's wives feel very bad about being separated from him in such a situation. And despite being very worried about him, their connection still feels strong. Deep in their souls, they know he's fine and determined. Kayla can almost feel their sadness, which makes her sad too. But she sees little Ko, looking back with a confident expression. She approaches the little tigress and also looks at the horizon. You seem pretty confident in him, is he your dad? My dad. Ko has an idea of what a dad means, but she's unsure if Lucien is her dad. Well, dad is someone who loves you a lot and protects you. Kayla tries to explain. He's also your mommy's husband. Ko's eyes sparkle as she thinks about Lucien. So Lucien is Ko's dad. I think so. Kayla smiles and pats Ko's cute ears. While the girls look at the horizon together, Amelia appears on the deck and calls Kayla. Come to the captain's cabin. She wastes no time and heads to the captain's cabin, where she finds Eve, the Sins, and other girls talking about their next steps. As soon as she sees Kayla, Donna quickly asks. How long before we get to her home? We need to talk to Phoenix for her to help Lucy. Do you really believe there is a Phoenix in this world? Kayla asks. I know you're worried about your brother, but I already told you that the Phoenix is just a legend, a symbol for my clan. Donna feels like punching Kayla in the face or anything else to unleash her anger. But Eve quickly holds her back as she looks at Kayla with a sorry expression. Just tell us how far away we are from your clan, we need to talk to your grandmother, Eve explains. Kayla approaches the magic table, which is now showing a large area of the sea due to Maggie focusing her energy on that. There are still no islands in our territory in sight, so I think we still need a few more days to reach my clan. This journey would take more than a week, but this ship is really fast. She explains. The girls make concerned expressions, and Eve looks at her sisters. Don't worry, Lucy can be fine inside the purple world for many days. What if he tries to face the creature? Sophia asks. We have to go faster. Amelia comments. Eve nods. All right, we'll make it. Lucy is giving us this opportunity, and we'll go back for him as soon as we have a plan. She tries to look calm and confident, but everyone can see that she is also very concerned for Lucian's safety. The siblings could never imagine that they would face such a powerful enemy in their life. What is it? Maggie thinks aloud as she sees something appear on the magic map. The girls quickly look at the map and see several dots appear near the right edge of the table. Kayla looks closely at the position of the small dots and smiles when she recognizes a formation. It's my grandmother. She exclaims. Are you sure? Envy asks. She nods. Yes, my clan uses specific formations to navigate in groups, so other ships of ours that have magic maps can recognize them from far distances. This formation, in particular, is used when the clan head is leading the group. And as my mother is missing, I'm sure that's my grandmother, coming to rescue me. How far are we from them? Eve asks Maggie. I'm not sure. She replies. I still don't know exactly how this map works. I think maybe 800 miles or something. Sloth materializes her body and talks to Maggie. Climb the highest part of the ship and use your vision ability. Maggie quickly goes to the highest sail of the ship along with Kayla and other girls. Only Lucian's sisters and the Sin stay in the captain's cabin at Eve's request. They look at each other, and then Pride materializes her body while having a thoughtful expression on her face. We don't know what we're going to face next. She comments in an authoritative. We have to be prepared. The girls nod, and Wrath looks at Sloth. How sure are you that Phoenix is with these people? Sloth shakes her head. I can't tell if the Phoenix is with them, but Kayla's fire affinity is certainly a gift from a very powerful creature, probably the Phoenix, so at least her clan is bonded to the creature somehow. Such a creature could help us, right? Sophia asks. I mean, the Phoenix must be strong enough to face the Leviathan, doesn't she? The main question isn't how strong she is. Envy comments. But why would she help us? We're a threat to her disguise, so she's more likely to want to kill us. We cannot really predict what she will do. Sloth comments. Pride makes a determined expression. Whatever it is, she can't just kill us. If she's really that old, she must know we're immortal. But my siblings and the other girls aren't. Eve quickly comments. After what Lucian did to protect them, she feels responsible for all his wives and wouldn't let any harm happen to them. I didn't mean to let her kill you. Pride responds. The point is, if she understands that we're as immortal as she is, she knows that killing us would only make us come back here with an army of demons and destroy her peaceful life. So, what's the plan exactly? Donna grows more and more impatient. Pride doesn't look comfortable while she explains. We'll coerce her. If we threaten her peaceful life here, she'll agree to help us with the Leviathan, but we can't let her know we're here for her until we rescue Lucian. While the girls nod, Pride continues. We have to do everything possible to help Lucian first, and then we will think about what to do next. Envy smiles. That's something all the women in this ship agree on. We can't move on without our leader after all. Although Envy is clearly provoking Pride by saying that Lucian is their leader, she doesn't get upset. For the first time in such a long time, she is more concerned about someone other than herself, which is also scary for her. Knock knock knocks on the door are heard, and then Daisy enters the room. She is also very concerned about Lucian and feels bad for having abandoned him in a situation where he would never abandon her. Due to the high speed of our ship and theirs, we'll meet Kayla's grandmother soon. She explains and then looks at Eve and Pride. Do we have a plan yet? Pride smiles confidently. We are going to threaten an ancient immortal creature. Daisy makes a concerned expression. This can't go wrong, right? The girls don't respond, but they feel that doing that without Lucien seems a lot more dangerous than it should. Well, they all got used to trusting him to do the impossible, and now they have to do that for his sake. Inside another luxury ship, a woman looks at a magic map similar to the one in the Sea Devil. Her eyes glow gray as she notices a single dot appear on the blue surface of the table. Quick! Let Lady Maya know there's a ship heading our way. The girl talks to her assistant, a young boy. The boy leaves that room and quickly runs towards the deck of the ship. Once there, he approaches a woman standing in the center of the deck. Just by approaching her, the boy already feels the air getting excessively hot, and it's even difficult to breathe. The woman known as Lady Maya is 1.73 meters tall, has a balanced body with sexy curves, and long blonde hair that has a mystical fire-red glow. Her face looks perfect and can make most women jealous. Her lips also have a mystical red glow, as well as her eyes, which look like living flames. Lady Maya. There's a ship. The boy gets nervous when talking to the most respected woman in his clan. His great-grandmother told him many stories of how that woman faced all kinds of creatures in the Blue Star and raised their clan from the ashes like the legendary phoenix is reborn. The woman continues looking at the horizon ahead with a stern expression. She can feel deep in her heart that something is coming, and somehow, she knows that it will affect her people in a significant way. Before the boy tries to talk to Maya again, a girl pulls him aside. Hey boy, what's going on? That girl doesn't look older than 16 and looks gentle as an angel. She is 1.61 meters tall, an overly sexy body for someone of her short height and age, which can rival fully developed women. She has quirky short hair that's half pink and half blue, as well as her big glowing eyes. Her smile is so enchanting that she can hypnotize any man, just as it is making the poor boy have more difficulty to breathe. A ship is coming. The boy tries to explain as his heart beats so fast. The girl looks at Maya, and she starts to speak in a stern tone as she continues to look at the horizon. Something strange is coming, warn the others to get ready, Naomi. Yes, master. The girl bows respectfully before she quickly follows Maya's orders. Naomi looks calm, but her heart also starts beating faster as she hears a voice echo inside her mind. I've never seen this woman look concerned so far. Whatever's coming, we must devour them. I need a good meal. Chapter 493. The Brat Sister. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. As the Sea Devil continues sailing at high speed towards the east, the fleet of ships from the Rising Phoenix clan enters the Sin's field of vision. As they saw from Maggie's vision ability, there are 9 ships, coming on each side of the great main ship, which is as big as the Sea Devil. Kayla's eyes shine with happiness as she knows that is her grandmother's ship. But the Sin's eyes also sparkle with expectation, not because of Kayla's grandmother but because they feel a familiar energy approaching. It's Gluttony, she's with them. The Sins quickly report mentally to their hosts. Really? Eve asks Pride. Is it only her? Which one of my sisters is with her? It's the little one with purple and blue hair. Pride answers. Naomi. Eve looks thoughtful. I think Naomi would be suitable for Gluttony and Greed equally. Also, it's a good thing Lucien didn't find her first. Pride doesn't know much about Eve's siblings as she quickly made her choice, so she is curious about Naomi and Lucien's relationship. Don't tell me she also has romantic feelings for her brother. No, Eve quickly responds. I don't think so. Well, of all of us, Naomi is the one with the happiest and brightest personality. Even with all the shit that we went through, she never let our father destroy her mood. But? Pride asks. Eve blushes as she remembers the past. About 5 years ago, in the mountain fortress. Pa whoosh, the sounds of Lucien and Sophia's swords echo through an inner courtyard as they train in a sparring session. Currently 16 years old, Lucien is already so handsome and hot that he can drive any woman crazy. But when it comes to power, he's not doing very well. Despite training so hard every day, his sisters are getting stronger much faster than him. And as it gets harder and harder for him to train with Donna and Amelia, Sophia, who, as a healer, has less physical strength and speed than his other sisters, ends up being the best sparring partner for him. And, of course, Sophia loves being in that position. And that's why she works hard to be a good sparring partner and help him get stronger. In fact, being with Lucien is the only time she can get truly happy. Whoosh bam thud. For getting so excited to be with Lucien, Sophia ends up losing control of her mana, which is getting very unstable due to the bloody rose, and she ends up hitting a very strong blow on his leg, knocking him to the floor. Lucien. He falls without complaining of the pain, but Sophia becomes desperate and quickly kneels on the floor to heal his wound. I'm so sorry. That shouldn't have happened. It's alright, no problem, I'll be fine. He smiles and pats her head. Not that he likes doing it yet, but he knows she tries very hard to help him, so he can't help but have a special affection for her, siblings affection, of course. 20 meters from the center of the arena, Eve watches the loving interaction between Lucien and Sophia with a thoughtful expression. Then she hears footsteps before someone sits beside her. It's a young girl who appears to be a few years older than Sophia. How are they doing? Naomi asks as she gazes at Lucien and Sophia. She's getting stronger as quickly as we are. I think it has to do with the treasures Michael is giving us. Eve explains. But. She looks at Lucien with a concerned expression. Lucy doesn't seem to be being affected by such treasures. I can see that he tries so hard, even more than we do, and yet, he seems so normal. That's weird. Normal. Naomi sarcastically asks as she smiles. If someone so handsome and sexy as he is considered normal, this world is better than I thought, he. Bam. Eve punches Naomi in the head, not too hard, of course. Damn, Naomi. Why are you always thinking about naughty things? Isn't there anything else in this devilish mind of yours? Naomi pouts and makes a fake expression of pain. Why are you punishing me? I'm not the one ogling at him. She looks at Sophia with a smirk, which upsets Eve. What are you suggesting, you brat? Eve looks about to hit Naomi again, so she raises her arms to defend herself but continues to smile teasingly. Don't play innocent, big sis, I know what you're doing here. Don't make a fuss. Eve grabs Naomi by the shoulder and makes them look away from Lucien and Sophia, so they don't overhear the conversation. I'm just doing my big sister's job and helping them with their practice. Oh. Naomi's eyes sparkle as she makes a fake annoyed expression, but her lips can't hide her urge to smile. You don't know how to lie, big sis. Eve sighs. So you tell me what I'm doing here. Do you think I'm planning some evil plot against my beloved little siblings? Of course not. You would never hurt us or let something bad happen to us. Naomi smiles. That's why you're here, to keep Lucy and Sophia from doing something bad, you know, something as fucking like incestuous rabbits. Shit. Eve pulls Naomi's ear as she tries to force her to lower her voice. Why are you like that? How can you think such things about your siblings? That is wrong, Naomi, very wrong. Naomi pouts again. I know that is wrong, which is why I fight so hard against my feminine instincts not to jump on my little brother and devour him. Eve really can't understand that. She knows Lucien is so handsome, but she would find him handsome anyway since he is her beloved little brother. But that doesn't make her sexually attracted to him. It's as if her feminine instincts ignore him, as they do to all men because she hates them. Bam! She hits Naomi on the head again, this time a little harder than before. You better stop acting like that, or I'm really going to punish you. Naomi falsely screams in pain. Do you think it's easy for me not to fall in love with him? I'm sure our other sisters are also doing their best to contain such feelings, but look at Sophia. She doesn't try to hide that she wants to fuck her brother so bad. You. Eve initiates a slap towards Naomi's face but stops before hitting her. She can't beat her little sister for telling the truth, even though that's so wrong. Naomi smiles. You can't pretend you don't know what's going on here anymore. Lucy just gets more attractive every day, and it's harder for his sisters to contain their bodies' growing desires. I won't let that happen. Eve declares determinedly. That kind of thing could destroy our family. We have to stay together as siblings only. Why don't you tell Sophia that? Naomi looks at her and Lucien. Look, I bet she's wearing thick diapers to contain the river of love juices running down her legs while she gets so horny by touching Lucy to heal the wound she herself caused. Doesn't that seem very convenient to you? Whoosh. Eve tries to hit Naomi again, but she dodges the blow. They're not doing anything wrong. Sophia just can't contain her growing strength like us and hurt him unintentionally. Naomi shakes her head as she continues to smile teasingly. Maybe she didn't plan that, but her body did. Her female instincts will do anything to bring their bodies closer, and you can't stop that. Yes, I can. Eve responds. Poor big sis. Naomi makes a sorry expression. Can't you see that? We're women, and we have such needs. Even if we can contain those desires for a while, at some point, we're going to reach our limit. We can get over that. Eve tries to think positively, she doesn't want to wonder about that kind of thing. Naomi looks at Lucien with an expectant expression. I don't think our brother would want to have us fucking random guys around. He could take care of us and satiate our needs while we help him with the same. This is madness. Eve exclaims loudly, drawing the attention of Lucien and Sophia. But they try to ignore them and keep training. It's just a solution. Naomi stops playing the talk seriously. It would be best for you, big sis. Think about that, you hate men, but you don't hate Lucy, right? One day your body and mind will reach the limit, and only he will be able to satisfy you. Accept that, all of us were going to need a bit of Lucy, so we don't have to depend on other men. Eve is not an innocent person. She knows about anatomy and people's desire for sexual connection. But as a big sis, she can't imagine her siblings doing that to themselves. That seems very wrong. As she loses herself in strange thoughts, Naomi smiles again as she runs towards Lucien and Sophia. She starts walking around him and giggles. Look, Lucy. See how you left your big sis in a mess. She speaks in a teasing tone. You keep leaving your sisters in such a deplorable situation. Don't listen to her, Lucien. Sophia quickly speaks. Ha ha ha. Naomi laughs at Sophia. I wonder when you stopped calling him Lucy. I guess that's when you realized you want him more as your man than your little brother, right? Sophia blushes as she cannot deny her sister's words. She knows in her heart how pure and true her love for Lucien is, but that will never change the fact that they are siblings either. She just loves him in every way possible. You don't even try to hide it anymore. Naomi makes a thoughtful expression and then looks at Lucien. What do you think of that, brother? Are you going to give Sophia what she needs, or are you going to continue playing the innocent and pure Lucy? Lucien looks into Naomi's eyes with a cold expression. One day, someone will tease you that much. And no one will help you because they will be laughing at you for tasting your own poison. Ha ha ha. She laughs. And who will that person be, Lucy? You. Will the cold and depressed Lucien tease me? I'll look forward to that day. Now. Naomi's words echo in Eve's mind as she feels divided at seeing her playful sister get what she deserves by being teased by Lucien but fears they'll cross that line immediately next. Chapter 494. A Smart Bird. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. After Eve talks a little bit about Naomi to Pride, she can't help comparing her to Lucien. So they are that similar? No. Eve replies. Lucien is really doing those things with Sophia and Amelia while Naomi has never done anything like that. She just teases everyone with her crazy ideas. Crazy ideas? Pride asks sarcastically. From what I see, she predicted all of this perfectly. Before, I thought that if we depended on his help, we would stop generating our own demonic energy, but now I see we've wasted so much potential by not doing exactly what your sister thought. Eve shakes her head. You do not understand. How will I keep my pride as their big sister if I get that dependent on my little brother? I cannot do that. Pride really understands how Eve feels. She also dislikes the idea of receiving power from the host of lust. However, the idea of cooperating with Lucien, even in his own way, seems very tempting, even to her. It's okay if you don't want to do that, but don't stop your sisters from doing it. If he can empower them, then they must accept, even with everything that comes with that. Pride explains. I know. Eve responds. I've even given permission for Donna to do that with Lucy, even though I feel terrible right now. But I'm afraid what kind of things he and Naomi could do. I'm curious to see what will happen, though. Pride comments. Anyway, this meeting won't happen right now, so you can stay calm. Eve should be more relieved, but by remembering Lucien's situation, she gets more worried. That's not going to happen because he's facing that damn monster. How do you want me to stay calm like this? Pride has no answer for that. She is generally calm in most situations, but Lucien is affecting her in unpredictable ways, even though he is far away now. As Eve looks to ships at the horizon ahead, Donna approaches her and softly speaks while Pride creates an energy barrier around them so that Kayla doesn't hear them. You know, right? Naomi is with them. Sophia and Amelia also look at Eve with thoughtful expressions, making it clear that they know about Naomi. Yes. Eve nods. But it's best not to make our relationship clear yet because we don't know what relationship she has with these people. What do you mean? Sophia asks while Donna has the same question. Before Eve responds, Amelia explains. She may be trying to manipulate Kayla's grandmother to get information about Phoenix. Ha ha ha. Envy sarcastically laughs. I can't say anything about your sister, but I know mine well. Gluttony is definitely not the smartest of us, and it's improbable that she knows about the Phoenix. Sloth shakes her head as she looks at Envy with a disappointed expression. I also agree that Gluttony shouldn't know about the Phoenix, but not because she's not smart but because the creature might hide her energy well. Also, I don't believe they're manipulating anyone either. She continues. Only Envy likes to act like that. Well, Wrath sometimes does things like that to try and make us angry, but overall that's not her way. Envy smiles. Oh yes, Gluttony is like a hungry dog who is always looking for something to devour. She must have felt the energy of Kayla's grandmother, who must also have the Phoenix's blessing. But as that woman must be very strong now, Gluttony must be waiting for the right moment to devour her and absorb that high-quality energy. Pride explains. Devour. Do you mean really eat her? Donna makes a curious expression. Wrath nods. Yes, Gluttony generates demonic energy by devouring anything that has good energy, such as mystic crystals, treasures of all kinds, and living creatures. Eek. Amelia makes a disgusted expression. That must be bizarre to watch. And Gluttony's real form must be grotesque. Sophia comments. Not really. Sloth explains. She transforms all types of energy into her own energy, not mass. The girls can't help but be curious about Gluttony's appearance, and meanwhile, Eve continues with a thoughtful expression. In any case, let's try not to destroy Naomi's disguise before we understand her situation. Okay. Donna, Amelia, and Sophia agree, and then Pride removes the sound barrier so that Kayla doesn't get too suspicious of them. The Sea Devil quickly approaches the ships of the Rising Phoenix clan, and Maya orders them to stop when she feels powerful auras there. Demons. She recognizes the demonic energy of the Sins, and not only that, but she also recognizes a specific energy, which makes her really worried. Is it really her? So the others must be here too. Shit. Under Maya's orders, her ships go into a defensive formation, and her best mages create a powerful barrier around them as the Sea Devil comes within 200 meters of her ship. Grandma. Kayla yells as Scarlet stops the Sea Devil in front of the barrier. The girls put down the sails and get ready to fight if necessary. Kayla. Only now, Maya notices her granddaughter waving at her. She was so focused on the Sins that she hadn't even noticed her energy before. It's me, Grandma. Kayla flies towards Maya's ship as Daisy puts down the Sea Devil's barrier. Maya recognizes the energy within her granddaughter and quickly orders her mages to lower the great barrier in front of them as well as the barrier of her ship. Kayla lands in front of her and hugs her. Grandma. I knew you would come to my rescue. Of course, darling. Maya also hugs Kayla as she looks over her shoulder at the girls in the Sea Devil. Who are these people? Isn't that the main ship of those damn pirates? They're my friends. Kayla quickly states and then starts to explain. The Black Sea Raiders wanted to take me to make a trap for you, but then these people saved me. Their leader is really a kind person, and now he's in trouble. Maya gazes at the Sins and Lucian's sisters with a thoughtful expression as she listens to Kayla's story. Demons. They're really known for offering help, but always in exchange for something. She's so focused on thoughts about the demons that she doesn't even notice the excited look on the face of Naomi, who is so happy to see her sisters. Come on, Grandma. Kayla pulls Maya by the hand towards the Sea Devil. I'll introduce you to my new friends. Eve's group is clearly smaller than Maya's army, so it's normal for her to go to them and not the contrary. They land on the deck, in front of Eve and the Sins, who don't hide their true appearance. Grandma, these are. Kayla tries to speak the girls' names. I know who they are. But Maya interrupts her. They are demons, dangerous people who now want something from us. Demons. Kayla looks at Pride's horns. Oh yes, but they are really good people who helped me. Their leader even. Good people. Maya interrupts again, speaking sarcastically as she gazes at Pride. Are you good people? Pride smiles. Of course not, but you already know that, don't you? I can see in your eyes that you know exactly who I am. This arrogant look, so I was right. Maya tries to maintain a confident look, but she is really worried. You can only be the sin of Pride, herself. Kayla starts to get worried about the direction of that conversation. She has never seen her grandmother act so strangely and fears something bad will happen. Grandma. She touches the sleeve of Maya's shirt. Naomi. Maya calls, and she flies to them, doing her best not to look too much at her sisters. Master. Naomi speaks in a respectful tone, but Eve can't help but notice her lips curling into a mischievous smile for just a second. Maya gently pushes Kayla towards Naomi. Take my granddaughter to our ship while I talk to our guests. Of course, Naomi quickly hugs Kayla, making it clear that they are friends. Grandma. Kayla doesn't like that, but she doesn't resist Naomi's embrace as they fly to their ship. Maya keeps looking at Pride. What do you want? As long as I can do it, it's fine. First, Pride uses her energy to create a sound block barrier around the Sea Devil. Then she smiles teasingly. How much is your granddaughter's life worth? Maya can't contain her annoyance when she notices the sarcastic tone that Pride uses to say, granddaughter. You don't have to pretend anymore. Envy smiles too. Sloth nods. Yes, we know she's not your real granddaughter. Even I could recognize a phoenix if I got so close to one. Wrath speaks teasingly. But the truth is that she and her sister are only sure that Maya is a phoenix because they can feel the powerful fire energy that emanates from her, and they already knew there was a phoenix in the blue star. Like now. Pride comments. Right, Miss Phoenix. What? Lucien's sisters and wives are shocked and they hear Pride's words. They can't really believe they found the phoenix so quickly and that she's that woman in front of them. Maya's eyes glow like living flames. Even you weren't supposed to see through my disguise. So I can only conclude that you already knew where to find me, right? What I can't imagine is who would tell you about me. Your disguise isn't bad, but people like us can feel how powerful your fire affinity is. Envy comments. I would say you are a daughter of the fire god or a legendary firebird. Lie. Maya speaks. Tell me who sent you to me, or I'll burn your hosts to ash. As the girls prepare for combat, Sloth sighs. You wouldn't believe us if we told you. The red glow fades from Maya's eyes as she sighs too. A primordial, right? I knew this day would come. Chapter 495. Devilish Coercion. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Lucien's sisters and the Sins are really impressed by Maya's intelligence. Perhaps creatures as ancient as she cannot be fooled due to their vast knowledge. But since Lucien is in danger, they don't have time to waste thinking well in their next steps. Then Eve steps forward and asks in a respectful tone. You have to help my brother. Your brother? Maya asks. Is he the leader Kayla talked about? Yeah. Amelia also steps forward. He stayed behind to face an ancient, powerful creature for us to seek help. Ancient creature. Maya seems to doubt it. There shouldn't be krakens in this area. Powerful creatures have instincts good enough to sense my aura thousands of miles away. Even if that creature feels your aura, I don't think it would really fear you. Sloth explains. She makes a confident expression. I can't think of any creature that would face in this world. Do you know what creature that was? A fucking Leviathan. Envy quickly speaks. She's also never been so worried about someone else before as now. A Leviathan. Maya seems to doubt them even more. That's impossible, the last one was killed by. Before she finishes talking, Pride interrupts her. We're pretty sure what we saw back there. Clearly, Eileen didn't kill the last one. Maya makes a thoughtful expression. But it doesn't make sense for this creature to come after me. It must know that it can't devour me. And you, Sins are the same. Then she looks at Lucien's sister. The creature wants your hosts, right? But why? They don't really seem exceptional. The girls don't know how to respond. All they care about now is helping Lucien, so an old bird's disapproval means nothing to them. Well, at least she can't recognize the bloody rose in you. The Sins speak mentally to girls. Seeing that Maya is suspicious of them, Pride thinks about lying, but her personality just doesn't allow her to do that. So Envy has to do it. We don't know what the creature wants, but Lucien stayed behind to give us time to find a solution, and you'll help us with that. Despite not knowing Lucien yet, Maya can't help but mentally praise him. I can't say that was a foolish act as his sacrifice saved you, but it would be stupid of you to think he's still alive after face such a powerful creature. Lucien is alive. Little Co exclaims as she hides behind Angela. Her instincts tell her that Maya is frighteningly strong, but she can't allow anyone to say that her most loved person is dead, especially when she feels in her heart and soul that Lucien is alive. I'm sorry, little girl. Maya looks at Co with a thoughtful expression. But nature is like that, the strong devour the weak and feed on their bodies. KO's eyes sparkle as she, a moon tiger, knows the wild nature well. Lucien is not weak. Lucien is the strongest. Shoo. Angela pets her ears while whispering in her ears. It's okay, darling, we know that Lucien and your mama are fine. As the little tigress hugs Angela, Pride goes back to talking to Maya. We agree that he can't defeat that creature right now, but he has special abilities that allow him not to be easily killed. She shakes her head. You have no idea of the power of a Leviathan. Legends say that such creatures could destroy any world that had a sea alone because they made the sea itself come alive and fight for them. She quickly continues. These creatures have a strong storm affinity and hold even more powerful water affinity. They control everything in the sky and in the sea, so, in this world, no one can escape from it. Since it is evident that Maya will not easily believe that Lucien is alive, Pride is forced to give more information about him. He has a soul realm. What? She is surprised. Is he a dragon? How can a dragon be together with demons? He's with our sister, and she has this special ability. Envy quickly speaks, not letting Maya know that Lucien is half dragon. She makes an impressed expression. You Sins are really peculiar. Enough talk. Donna exclaims as she grows impatient. My brother is alive, and you are the only one who can help us now. Maya sighs. I'm really sorry for your brother, but even though he's alive, I can't save him. I mean, I lose all my power level when I die, and I only recently reached the immortal realm peak. It will take at least 1,000 years before I make it to the cosmic realm, and I would still be far from being a match to a Leviathan. You have no choice. Wrath declares. Even though she's not in love with Lucien yet, she already likes him more than she wants to admit. Pride nods. She's right. If you refuse to help us, I'll make sure the whole demon race knows about you. Think about it, people don't come here looking for you because no one thinks a phoenix would hide in a world made almost entirely of water, but as soon as they know. Not just the demon race would come after you. Sloth continues. Soon, all the superior races would know about you, and even if you run away, they'll know there's really still a last phoenix alive. Envy continues. Your life will end. Even if you are immortal, you will never be at peace. People will try to force you to give your immortal core to them in every way possible, starting by hurting those you love. Maya makes an annoyed expression that things can really happen that way. And she definitely doesn't want to be hunted like an animal as has happened many times in the past, nor for her family to suffer because of her. You demons. Her eyes glow red like living flames. I thought you were better than the damn gods, but it looks like I was wrong. Sloth slowly points to the girls around them. Most of these women aren't of different races, but we'd all do anything for Lucien. Destroying worlds and races wouldn't stop us from helping him. Pride comments. Envy smiles provocatively. Let alone screw with a stupid ancient bird. Shit. Maya can't help but mentally curse. Anyway, her peaceful life is threatened. You shouldn't threaten me. She says in an annoyed tone. You better keep on your way while you still can because if we go back to the Leviathan, we're all going to be screwed. You could talk to the creature. Sloth suggests. If, as you said, the Leviathan knows it can't devour you, maybe it respects you enough to let Lucien go. She shakes her head. This creature must be very arrogant. If it wants your friend, nothing can stop it from having him. If we try anything, the creature will destroy our bodies. You Sins can come back, but what about your hosts and those girls? Husband. Sloth corrects. He is not my friend but my husband, as he is to all these women. There will be no way for us to go on without him. You have no choice, stupid woman. Wrath exclaims. Pride nods. Exactly. If you don't come with us now. Well, since you're not in the cosmic realm yet, we can start making a mess in your life right now. Envy smiles. You must like your granddaughter a lot, don't you? We saved her life, and we'll take it back if we have to. Maya looks back at the rising Phoenix Clan ships. She can't help but have affection for those people, as they became her family when she was more alone. Despite being not blood-related to Kayla and her mother, Maya really loves them. She looks at Pride and Eve again and sighs. Alright, I'll go with you. Of course. Pride smiles. Just give me a minute to say goodbye to my people, it's likely that I won't see them again after this madness. Maya speaks and flies back to her ship. Grandma. Kayla runs to Maya as soon as she arrives on the ship. No one is believing me that we actually saw a Leviathan, but you believe us, right? Yes, darling. Maya pats the head of her granddaughter. I'll help them. But how? Kayla asks in a worried tone. She wants to help Lucien so badly, but she's too scared of the Leviathan. We can't really face that creature. You have to trust me. Maya speaks and then looks at Naomi behind Kayla. She feels a familiar expression upon examining her face, but as that seems very unlikely, she ignores that. Naomi, let the others know I'm going with this group alone, Maya speaks before entering the captain's cabin with Kayla to say goodbye. Yes, Master, Naomi responds and quickly flies towards the other ships. But once he gets there, he orders other people to pass on the orders before flying to the Sea Devil. She lands on the deck, and Pride again makes a sound block barrier around the ship. Sisters. Naomi exclaims as she smiles but quickly goes back to a neutral expression as that barrier only blocks the sound, and every one of the rising Phoenix Clan ships except Maya and Kayla is watching them now. Eve smiles at her sister. Naomi. I'm glad you're all right. Hee hee hee. She giggles and then floats a few inches. Not just all right, look, I'm already in the sky realm. I'm so awesome, don't I? Humph. Amelia makes a mocking sound as she can't be happy with Lucien being in danger. Amelia, you look jealous as. Naomi is about to provoke Amelia, but then she notices that the expression of her other sister and all those women is sad and concerned. The depressive mood is really intense around them. She looks at Sophia and Donna, trying to figure out what's wrong. Are you okay, sisters? What is? One is missing, you dumb head. Gluttony's voice echoes in Naomi's mind. Fuck. How could I forget about him? Naomi gets immediately worried. Where's Lucien? She asks and then looks at Eve with a pleading expression. Tell me he's fine. You couldn't have let anything happen to our little brother. Calm down, Naomi, or you'll ruin your disguise, Eve speaks. Screw this shit, our family is more important than anything. Naomi exclaims, not pretending anymore. He is fine. Sophia quickly speaks. Just facing a damn Leviathan for us. Donna comments in an annoyed tone. Chapter 496. Naive or not? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lucy. Naomi speaks in a loving tone as her eyes sparkle with admiration, and her heart aches with concern after she heard, in short, his current situation. That's why we need to help him as soon as possible. Sophia comments. Naomi nods, but actually, she is still confused about many things. But why do you think Maya can face such a creature? I know she's strong, okay, and that's why Gluttony wants me to be close to her to devour her energy, but from what I understand, the Leviathan is in the cosmic realm, right? Envy provocatively smiles. I told you, Gluttony is quite dumb. Naomi is upset when her partner is insulted that way, but both she and Gluttony get shocked and they hear Pride's following words. She is the last Phoenix. What? Gluttony really wants to materialize her body and talk openly with her sister. But knowing how special is Maya only makes her want to keep close to that incredibly powerful source of energy and use any chance to devour her. But before she can get lost in thoughts of devouring the last phoenix, Wrath speaks in an annoyed tone. You can't devour her, Gluttony. Fuck. She exclaims in Naomi's mind, who is also disappointed by that. So all this pretense didn't earn me a good meal after all. Naomi sighs. Envy makes a thoughtful expression. Actually, that could be quite useful. We have plans for the Phoenix, and we'll explain that to you as soon as possible, but for now, I think having one of us in their team is a significant advantage. Indeed. Sloth agrees. It's best to stick with it for now until we know what to do. Anyway, saving Lucien is our priority right now. Naomi nods. Yeah, if my brother is in trouble, we need to do everything to help him, that's why I'm going with you. The Phoenix is coming back. Pride comments and then put down the block sound barrier. Lucien's sisters and wives don't have to change their sad and concerned expressions, but Naomi puts on her fake smile so as not to break her disguise. Naomi. Maya asks in a confused tone as she lands on Sea Devil's deck. What are you doing here? Oh. She makes an honest expression that surprises her sisters. I had just finished passing your orders to the captains of other ships and wanted to come to meet our new friends, say thanks for saving our beloved Kayla and things like that. Maya has no reason to doubt Naomi's words, mainly because she is really a very curious and lively person. Now is not a good time to make friends. She speaks in a concerned tone. I need to go with them, and I want you to take care of the clan in my absence. Naomi again impresses the girls, especially Envy, when she does a surprisingly cheerful fake expression. It can't be. Are you serious, Master? I mean, our leader after you should be Layla or Kayla. Maya makes a proud expression and gently touches Naomi's shoulder. I know you have your motives and ambitions, child, and as long as you accept that responsibility, I will help you achieve that. But. She tries to argue, but Maya continues. We have only known each other for a short time, but I already consider you my daughter as much as Layla. She speaks honestly. And Kayla is still very immature despite her being tens of years older than you. So you must take care of her and the clan while I'm out. Lucien's sisters, wives, and the Sins can't tell if Naomi's performances are too convincing or Maya is too dumb. And Gluttony can't help but laugh in her host's mind. Now everything makes sense. Maya is not stupid but extremely naive. All of her people were like that, they willingly gave their immortal cores to the gods. Naomi wants to feel guilty for deceiving Maya like that, especially now that she understands a little about her people's tragic story. But she can't contain the growing hunger inside her, making Maya look more and more like a meal than a friend. I understand, Master. Naomi speaks while making a sad expression. She then turns around and slowly begins to float back to the ship of the rising Phoenix clan. Maya's eyes sparkle as she looks at Naomi's back with a loving expression that makes even the Sins wonder if they are missing something. How can she be so naive? They think. Or is she actually smarter than all of us? Maybe she knows more than we do. So. Maya starts to turn to talk to Pride about moving on, but she notices Naomi slowly turning around. Master. Naomi exclaims as she runs towards her and hugs her tightly. I won't be okay knowing you're out there alone with these strange people. You're the only one strange here. Amelia thinks as she gets jealous of Naomi's performance. Then she talks to Envy. Shouldn't we be the only manipulators here? Your sister seems to really match Gluttony. Envy comments. They will do anything to have more. More what? Amelia asks. More of everything. She explains. Naomi rubs her face over Maya's perfect breasts, enjoying the warm fire energy that comes from her and the feel of those soft twin peaks. Let me go with you, Master. Maya sighs. What a spoiled girl you are, Naomi. Well, so be it. But you must do whatever I say, and if we face any danger, you must use that. She quickly nods. Yes, master, I will do whatever you say. Are you going to make us waste more time? Donna asks in an impatient tone. Ahem. Eve catches their attention. She's right, we have to go. Alright, let me just let my granddaughter know that Naomi is coming with us, Maya asks and flies to her ship again, but she quickly returns after not letting Kayla go with them. The other people of the Rising Phoenix clan are confused and concerned, but they trust Maya completely and do as she is commanded, taking Kayla back to their home. Then Scarlet steers the Sea Devil back in the same direction they came. The flame of hope is reborn in the girls' hearts as they expect Maya to help Lucien. However, all of them are also sure that if things don't go as they expect, they couldn't abandon Lucien again, and even dying fighting the Leviathan beside him seems better than being without him. Due to so much tension between them, the mood at Sea Devil gets really strange. While the girls only think about Lucien, Maya thinks about the Leviathan, and how to deal with such a creature seems impossible. But she also begins to notice more and more that there are similarities between Naomi, Eve, Amelia, Sophia, and Donna. Even though they have very different features, like eye and hair color, their faces and expressions look a lot. So the group heads west, unaware that the Leviathan and Lucien are already thousands of miles to the northwest. Meanwhile, in an area in the far northwest, a place known as the Black Sea, dozens of ships arrive and depart from the port of a large island. Even though that island is one of the largest of the Blue Star, all its territory is occupied by hundreds of buildings, which form the biggest human town in that world, Hezi City. Hezi City is also home to the Black Sea Riders, a group of pirates led by Valencia, who is currently walking through the corridors of her giant castle in the center of that island. Valencia's black castle guards can't even look at her incredibly hot body. At 1.7 meters tall, with wonderful curves, long black hair, and a fairy face, she could enchant any man. However, her orange eyes have a brutal and bloodthirsty glow that makes everyone fear her. Not only that, but the huge amounts of men who freaked out after spending a night with her make it clear that they had nothing but pain and despair while she was having fun. Astrid has used a false reputation as a men breaker to keep other men away, but Valencia doesn't fake anything, she actually hurts men's bodies and souls, making them never the same again, in a bad way, of course. After arriving in front of large ornate iron doors, she takes a deep breath and enters the place that is a huge bathroom, with a large pool that is actually several meters deep. In that bathroom, there are several women in bathing suits and trays around the pool, servants of the castle. They stop looking at the center of the pool and look at Valencia, waiting for orders. Leave us alone. She orders in a neutral tone. Those women quickly exit the large bathroom, and Valencia takes a glass of brandy from one of the trays. So she drinks all that magic brandy in one gulp as she approaches the edge of the pool. She looks at the dark, calm water of the pool with a thoughtful expression and then speaks out loud. We have to talk. As soon as those words echo through the bathroom, some movement appears inside that strange water, and next, someone emerges in the center of the pool. It's a woman, but definitely non-human. It is not possible to see her height as half of her body is inside the dark water, however, that half is not legs but a long thick snake-type tail that starts on her hips. Over her upper body, she looks like a beautiful woman with slightly pointed ears, moss-green medium hair, and cyan-green eyes. Most Blue Star people would easily recognize her as a Naga, the most populous race in that world. Valencia and the mysterious woman gaze at each other for a few seconds in silence, then she swims to the edge of the pool, where there is another tray with glasses and a bottle of wine. The Naga's movements are extremely smooth, and she can swim using only her long snake-tail while her upper body stands erect above the water. She can swim that way at incredibly high speeds, but it's still far inferior to when she's completely underwater, using her whole body to swim. Your expression is not good. The mysterious woman reaches the tray and comments as she fills a glass with wine and starts to drink. Valencia thinks in her next words twice and then explains. There was a problem with our plan. The mysterious woman has barely finished drinking her wine and throws the glass against the bathroom wall. It was your plan. Valencia doesn't say anything because even she, the leader of the biggest group of humans in the Blue Star, can't offend that mysterious woman. And you failed. The mysterious woman comments in a disappointed tone as she starts to fill another glass with more wine. Chapter 497. A brutal boss. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Valencia sighs as she looks at the mysterious and exotic woman. Kamala. The plan seemed perfect. We knew where the girl was, and I sent my best captain and fastest ship. Whatever happened, it was really serious. Kamala, the Naga, looks at Valencia with an inquisitive expression. What are you hinting? I'm not sure, but... She hesitates but continues. Maybe someone found out about our alliance. What if whoever interfered with our plan is a being much more powerful than we can imagine? That ship of mine is faster than someone from the peak immortal realm, so... Bullshit. Kamala exclaims and breaks another glass of wine. I came here through the deep part of the ocean, and you said your servants are trustworthy, so there's no way those damn whores could find out about it. I'm not talking about the mermaids. Valencia explains. Maybe it's an enemy we don't know yet, I'm just saying we have to be prepared for anything. Maybe you can bring your guards here. What? You can't be serious. Kamala looks upset and disappointed. You said that in this area, you are the boss. I can't believe you now want the protection of my people like a hurt animal. Valencia cannot contain her upset expression. I only got this far thanks to my instincts, and now somehow, I know something is wrong, very wrong. I don't know what that means yet, but a storm is approaching. There is no storm, only your failure. Kamala drinks another glass of wine and then looks into Valencia's eyes. Find the girl, or our deal is over. You could give me her mother for me to use as bait. She suggests with a pleading expression. Humph. Kamala makes a humming sound. You already have your orders, and it's good to you not to fail with my people. We are not merciful. But... Valencia tries to argue more, but Kamala dives into the pool, disappearing into the dark water. She sighs and exits the large bathroom with heavy steps. She passes the hall guards like a raging hurricane, and they all tremble in fear. Holy shit. A guard quietly comments to his friend 5 minutes after Valencia walks past them. Boss looks really upset today. The other guard is in a cold sweat as he fears pissing himself out of fear. Don't say anything else. You know what happens when boss is upset. And you don't want to be the one to serve her tonight. The first guard also breaks out in a cold sweat. So are the rumors really true? I mean, is that as bad as it sounds? Much worse than you can imagine. The second guard feels like crying just remembering. I have no idea what kind of thing she does to them, but I threw in the remains of the last man who slept with boss in her bad day into the sea. While the first guard gets more scared, the second continues explaining. There wasn't a whole part of him, just bloody pieces. Honestly, I think him dying was the best thing that happened to him in the end, as he wouldn't be able to continue living after that. The first guard is silent as he begins to pray to all the entities he knows not to be the man to serve Valencia next time, or rather, he now wishes to be the ugliest and most disgusting creature in the world ever not to end up in her bedroom. While all of Valencia's castle guards fear the same terrible end, she finally arrives in one of the deepest rooms in the dungeon. That room is actually in the deepest part of the island, much below the sea surface. Bam smashed the door to the room, a large laboratory, bangs against the wall as Valencia walks in, still looking really upset. The only person in that room, a small man who looks young despite being over 1,000 years old, is startled and drops some glass vials on the floor. "Boss!" the guy quickly exclaims while shaking in fear. "Damn you, Alonzo!" Valencia complains as she stares at the glistening liquid dripping from the broken vials on the floor. "You are really clumsy. B.B.B.OSS. He starts to stutter as he tries to catch the shiny liquid off the floor with other vials. I wasn't expecting B.A boss's visit today." Valencia smiles as she sees another yellow liquid running down Alonzo's legs. She approaches him, hugs him, and starts stroking his head. "Oh, my sweetheart. I didn't mean to be so rude to you. Why you weren't rude." He continues to shake. In fact, he looks even more scared now. "You're never rude, but always kind. I love you so much, you know." "Ha ha ha." She starts to laugh. Seeing the poor Alonzo piss himself in fear as he says he loves her really interests her. "Of course I'm kind to you, after all, you are my most loyal servant, darling." Alonzo doesn't say anything because he's really scared. He just stands there, trembling in her arms, like a rabbit forced to serve a wolf that devours him piece by piece. Valencia sighs. "I needed this, Alonzo. My day has been really bad. Carmelo is missing, and that bitch Naga doesn't realize that maybe we're in real trouble. Carmelo hasn't come back." He makes a shocked expression. "But your plan was perfect, boss. Carmelo's last message was that he was coming back with the girl, and no one should be able to reach the Sea Devil." "You're right." Valencia smiles and kisses Alonzo's forehead. "Even though we had help from the Naga with that, the brilliant mind behind the Sea Devil project was you, my dear smart boy." Alonzo struggles to smile, but he still trembles with fear, which amuses Valencia even more. "That's really worrying, boss. Even that old woman shouldn't be faster than the Sea Devil, so maybe our enemy is even more powerful." Valencia nods. "Exactly. And that's why I came here. I need you to work faster with these magic nets." Alonzo looks at one of the magic nets on a table beside them. That net is identical to the net Carmelo used to trap Kayla. And that's one of Alonzo's other brilliant inventions. In fact, that magic net is the reason Valencia hasn't gotten tired of him yet, so he's very grateful to his brilliant mind for that. "I'm doing the best I can, boss." He talks in a concerned tone. "But without a cosmic realm guinea pig, I have no way of knowing if the magic net works on such powerful people." "I see." Her eyes sparkle. "That's why I need this alliance to works. Once we're sure no one can escape our magic nets, we'll rule all the 5 seas, and those damned Nagas will be our slaves. Everything will be alright, boss." Alonzo tries to calm Valencia down. "There is no smarter woman in this world than you, and no one else deserves to rule it alone." He. She giggles ominously. "You know how to please. Now get back to work." She stops hugging him and walks to the door. "You must keep working that hard, or you will have to serve me otherwise." Alonzo shivers even more as the floor beneath his feet is already a mess of smelly liquids. Only after Valencia leaves the laboratory does he begin to calm down. But then he quickly gets to work, after cleaning up that mess, of course. Thousands of miles southeast of the Black Sea Riders Island, a red figure flies through the sky. Well, flying isn't quite what's happening to that person, rather, his body was thrown so hard by a powerful blow that he struggles to regain control over it. It's Lucien, of course. He finally manages to flap his wings enough to regain control of his body in the air, but then the Leviathan comes out of the sea and hits him again with her tail. Bam boom, he is thrown into the sea, creating a water exploration. In the water, Lucien manages to regain control of his body faster. Then he summons from Golden Naginata and flaps his wings, swimming at super speed towards the Leviathan. "Come on, little dragon." The Leviathan's voice echoes within the water, ignoring even the basic physics laws. Give your best. You don't have to ask. Lucien thinks to himself as he still doesn't know how to talk underwater. The Leviathan attacks with her tail as he points the golden Naginata in her direction. They've been fighting for 2 days and have already made moves like those many times. He is usually thrown backward without being able to injure the creature's super hard skin, but this time something different happens. The golden glow of the Naginata gets even more intense, illuminating everything in the water within a radius of a mile. That golden glow motivates Lucien, growing super confidence that comes from within the soul, not from his soul, but Eileen's, within the Naginata. He feels power waves running through his body, not the usual kind, but the kind he feels when holding the golden Naginata in his hands. He knows that is Eileen's power, and as he expected, he finds himself in front of the golden gate inside the Naginata. He feels like being in 2 places at the same time. He's still attacking the Leviathan, but he's also in front of the big golden gate. Lucien lets all that power coming from the Naginata come into his body soul, and a strange desire appears in his heart, the urge to roar. As someone who makes a war cry in combat, Lucien opens his mouth into the sea, and a powerful sound wave comes from inside him, pushing away all the water around, giving him free space to attack the Leviathan with all his strength. **********, his war cry sounds like the mighty roar of a dragon, but it also sounds to be made by 2 voices, one his own and the other a female voice that the Leviathan recognizes from her worst nightmares. How is this possible? The creature wonders as she fails to stop her attack. The tip of the golden Naginata touches her tail's skin, and at that moment, Lucien is also roaring at the golden gate, which opens, taking him to another part of Eileen's memories. My queen. Lucien recognizes the voice of Garin's son. Eileen sighs. All right, let's meet them. She walks towards the throne room of her castle while Garin and his son follow her. They pass for a few corridors before arriving in front of big doors. We should try to be polite, my queen. Garin's son respectfully suggests, and he also nods. I'll try, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. Eileen smiles as she somehow knows that her guests will provoke her, and she won't be able to keep polite. She waves to the guards beside the big doors, and they open them. Eileen sees some winged dragons inside the throne room, and one of them, a handsome young man with an arrogant expression, smiles at her as he sits on his throne. Oh! My queen has finally arrived. That arrogant dragon speaks in a suggestive tone, especially when he says "my" in a very possessive way. Eileen feels the urge to kill that man, just as Lucien feels inside her. Forget about being polite. She comments out loud. I'm going to kill this bastard. Chapter 498. Behind her eyes you are listening at novelfull.audio. Inside the vast Eileen's throne room, several dragons look at her as she gazes at the young dragon seated on her throne. Even though everyone in that room is hundreds of years old, Eileen is still the youngest among them, and that's why she's seen as a kid by the older dragons. The fact that everyone is looking down at her makes her really upset, and also that guy sitting on her throne. The hierarchy in the dragon race is pretty strict, but powerful and influential people always think they can do whatever they want. And that overconfidence makes those dragons smile provocatively at Eileen because if she attacks them, it will be even better for them. And even knowing it's a trap, Eileen can't contain the urge to put those dragons in their place. She really wants to show them that she is no longer a kid and make them respect her by force. But before she can do anything, Garin takes a heavy step forward and makes an angry expression. What kind of joke is this? Don't you have any respect for our queen and dynasty? Garin's words carry the strength of someone from the late stages of the immortal realm, and those dragons feel pressured, though some of them are equally powerful. The guy sitting on Eileen's throne quickly gets up as he fears that Garin will actually do something to him. But as he makes that instinctive move, he notices his father's disapproval look. Forgive my son, Garin, you know how spirited our younger generation is. Fenrir is just too excited to see Eileen. The oldest dragon in the room speaks in a neutral tone, but his arrogant expression makes Eileen even more upset. Garen is usually very polite, but he doesn't like the fact that those dragons keep looking down at Eileen. My son is younger than yours, and yet, he would never do such a disrespectful performance. Godric, Garen's son, maintains a neutral expression but can't help gazing at Han Feng, the frightened young dragon, who is now ashamed and angry. Han Feng looks at his father for advice, but his disappointed expression makes him feel even worse. So he looks for someone to try to ridicule and divert attention from his humiliating act. Since the other dragons on his side are their allies, he looks at Alvin's group. He doesn't want to offend the powerful Garen, but he doesn't mind ridiculing his son and Eileen. Of course, Godric would never move a finger without Alien's order, but in the end, what will so much loyalty give him? She will be my wife, just as this throne, so why don't we get to what really matters? He smiles provocatively. What? Eileen advances towards Han Feng with the intention of beat the shit out of him. But Garen quickly holds her arm as he looks at Han Feng's father with a questioning expression. Is that your intention, Lord Han? Do you want to send your son to certain death? Lord Han sighs as he wonders why his son is so useless. Then he looks at Eileen with a fake friendly expression. We came to form an alliance, not enmity. You came because you want to control this dynasty. She responds. But I won't let it happen. You're so stubborn. Han Feng comments while looking at Eileen's body with a lewd expression, making both her and Lucian upset. This only makes me more excited to tame you. Why don't you try? Eileen provocatively smiles as the urge to kill him keeps growing inside her heart. Han Feng gets excited by that proposal, but he still looks at his father before any move. You're underestimating her. Lord Han comments in a concerned tone. Everyone has heard the stories of how the young Queen Eileen defeats opponents a realm stronger than her, let alone a few layers. Han Feng becomes even more determined to fight. He wants to prove to his father how strong he is and turns Eileen into his obedient wife. Ha! Eileen makes a mocking expression as father and son look at each other. I didn't know the Han family was known for having such coward members. Lord Han and his son get even more upset as the other dragons in their group make strange expressions. They were supposed to be the ones leading that meeting and not give Eileen any space. I can do this, father, just trust me. Han Feng speaks in a determined tone. I know you can. Lord Han tries to sound frank, but no one believes those words. He loves his son, but all his power is the result of treasures and the best strength and techniques their family has, while Eileen seems really talented. Then he looks back at Garen, hoping he has some sense. I'll cut to the chase. My family and allies are preparing a great talent for the next battle for the Golden Throne. And you want our support, right? Garen asks. Lord Han glances at his son before looking at Eileen and then back to Garen. Bringing our families together by blood would only benefit us all. We could create a bright future for our people, much better than the Dark Dragon Queen could do. We don't need your help, Eileen speaks. I'm going to participate in the next battle for the Golden Throne myself. Ha ha ha. Lord Han starts laughing sarcastically as Han Feng shakes his head, and the other dragons look at her with sorry expressions. Do you really think you have any chances alone? One of them asks. Poor silly child. Another old dragon comments and looks at Garen with an inquisitive expression. What have you been teaching her? To be a fool or something? Lord Han shakes his head as he looks at Eileen. Neither I could last more than a few seconds fighting the Dark Dragon Queen right now, let alone a child like you. The path from the early immortal realm to its peak is much longer than you can imagine. That's because your family is weak. Eileen responds. You don't even allow your son, who has a much higher power level than mine, to face me. You. Lord Han gets really offended by Eileen's words, mostly because she's right. Han Feng feels even worse for making his father lose face and again talks to him. Let me put her in her place, I won't fail. Lord Han sighs as he knows he's being forced into that situation. If he refuses, he will lose even more face, and his allies will no longer trust him. Then he looks at Eileen. What do I get by accepting this duel? There has to be a prize for making my son pleases you, of course. Eileen smiles confidently. I'll marry him if he can beat me. That's what you want, right? The eyes of both Lord Han and his son sparkle with anticipation. Deal. Han Feng quickly takes a step towards Eileen, but his father steps up in front of him and caresses his face. That is not an act of real affection, as Lord Han just pierces his son's skin with a needle that comes out of his ring, injecting a red liquid into his body. Ah! Han Feng softly groans as he feels waves of energy run through his body, making his real power advance a few layers, enough for him to have the strength of someone from the 8th layer of the immortal realm, 7 layers above Eileen's current power level. His eyes glow red, making it clear to everyone in the room what's going on. Ancestral dragon's blood. They think. Godric is furious that Lord Han and his son use such a low trick in front of everyone. Using ancestral dragon's blood to boost power in a duel is something most dragons would never do, as that would be the same as throwing away their self-pride. Also, that makes Han Feng much more powerful than he looks. That, along with the collection of treasures he carries in his body, makes him a really dangerous opponent for Eileen, even though she's also much stronger than she looks. It's. Godric steps forward, wanting to make it clear that their behavior is wrong. But Eileen extends her arm in front of him, making him stop. Everything is fine. Everyone understands what's going on. Eileen was the one who challenged Han Feng, and even though Lord Han used such a trick in front of everyone, they would have to formally accuse him, and that would only create more problems between them. Even though Eileen could refuse to fight, she still chooses to go on, which makes those other old dragons behind Lord Han respect her even more. Their loyalty to him is vanishing every minute Eileen proves herself as superior as dragon and leader. Lord Han squeezes his son's shoulder. Don't lose this fight, even if you have to sacrifice all your limbs for that. Glup. Han Feng swallows hard as he realizes from the look of his father and the ancient dragon's blood running through his veins that the fight is really serious. I'll do it. Then he walks to the center of the throne room and looks at Eileen. Isn't it better to do this outside? She also walks to the center of the room, standing 10 meters away from him. No need, I'll finish you with a few moves anyway. Han Feng tries to control his anger while focusing on fighting well. He knows he cannot fail now. Then he summons his soul weapon, a huge dark golden greatsword. Although his latent talent was far from high, his father did everything to help him strengthen his soul with various treasures, granting him an excellent soul weapon. But as soon as Eileen summons her golden Naginata, Han Feng's impressive soul weapon starts to look like a child's toy. In fact, none of those old dragons there have ever seen such an incredible weapon with such a pure golden radiance. Majestic. That's the first word that comes to their minds when they see Eileen holding her Naginata. She points it to Han Feng and smiles confidently. Come on, you can make the first move. He knows he couldn't attack her without the ancient dragon's blood in his body, but thanks to that and the pressure his father put on him, Han Feng swings his greatsword toward Eileen. The dark golden blade cuts through the air with incredible speed and power, throwing a wave of dark energy towards Eileen. No one in that room would dare to take that blow carelessly. But she doesn't move or show any hesitation reaction. Her eyes glow golden, just like her golden Naginata. Then she makes a vertical cut, slicing Han Feng's dark energy wave in half while her golden light destroys all of his dark energy. Bam smash! Han Feng's greatsword is immediately destroyed by Eileen's golden Naginata, and he is thrown back several meters, falling at his father's feet. Blood flows from his mouth and the various wounds of his body that are caused only by the golden energy of Eileen and her insanely powerful soul weapon. How is that possible? Lord Han and the other old dragons wonder, shocked. The boy has ancestral dragon's blood in his body, and yet he can't take a single hit from her. Father. Han Feng pleads as he tries to hold on to his father's legs. He doesn't have any courage to face Eileen again. Hey! Eileen makes a fake upset expression while she can't contain her smile. I said I would defeat you with a few moves and not just one. I have to keep my words, you know. Han Feng continues to beg his father for help, but Lord Han just looks at him with disappointment. You have to get up and fight like a real dragon. Eileen points the golden naginata at Han Feng while talking to his father. If he doesn't come back here, I'm going to kill your son there, at your feet. Eileen's words sound cruel, but she wasn't the one who started that conflict and provocations. Anyway, all the dragons in that room respect her more and more. Yet, her biggest fan is Lucien, who admires her so much while watching everything from her eyes.